Ladies and gentlemen, episode 20 of the EE PowerTalk. My name is Daddy Blessing.
My name is Elvis. Welcome to episode 20 of the EE PowerTalk.
Man,
20 episodes and counting.
20. That's consistency.
Of course.
And because we are big on telling people to be consistent, we must lead by example.
Of course.
And in this particular episode, it's a bit quagmiretic. Is that a word?
Quagmire is a word.
But
right?
it being a quagmire, can we call that state a quagmiretic state?
I think we can create vocabulary for this.
Absolutely.
For that.
There is freedom of speech. What are you telling us?
Freedom of creating words. Yeah?
In Kiswahili tunaitanga utohozi.
Utohozi.
Ili neno limetoholewa katika mofimu.
Wancha kutohoa tohotoho.
So
have you watched that video of this guy? Mzee alikuwa anaambiwa asisitize. But there was this, if you look at Facebook, I'm on TikTok.
Yeah.
So anaambiwa asisitize. Akisisitiza everything.
Yeah.
I think I have to look for that video and share it with you.
Look for it, Mazi. So in this episode, we are going to talk about depression because it's a pressing issue in our society.
True.
We can't ignore the fact that people are sad.
Yeah, people are even depressed.
People are sad for one, things they can't control, and number two, things that they have brought on themselves.
Of course.
There is a certain form of pressure eco. Actually, there is a meme going around. It has been going for a while. The pressure does what?
Creases.
When the pressure creases on things that you have brought on yourself, it creates that depression. There is something Jim Carrey said. Depression is your body asking you to give it deep rest. You understand? Rest deeply. So that's why you are depressed.
That's why you're depressed.
Yes. Being depressed, it's your brain asking you, I need to rest very deeply. You're overworking me.
You're overworking me.
Being depressed is your emotional state telling you, hey, stop. Unaenda nini 180 at a zone where you're supposed to go at 20, at a limit of 20.
Reduce that speed.
Yeah, we are giving you a traffic ticket. So some of the things that are making people to be depressed, I would love to coin it on peer pressure.
You would like to speak about peer pressure?
Yeah. Peer pressure, in my understanding, nimekupata hapa. I've seen the kind of lifestyle Elvis lives. And now, me as Daddy Blessing, I cannot find rest now because I want to be like Elvis.
Why is this guy living like this and not me?
Why is it that the good things that he has, I don't have? Why is he better than me? Not caring the fact that maybe he's working 10 times better than you.
Wangali.
But why is he? Another form of peer pressure, the lifestyle. You've seen Daddy Blessing somewhere posting a photo. I was in Viralosa Kempinski.
Nimekunywa chai ya 4,500.
Yeah. You're like, hata mimi nitaenda huko kwani iko nini?
Hiyo ni binadamu kama mimi.
Yeah, hata yeye ni binadamu kama mimi. Kwani
I deserve it.
I deserve it. Unaenda unaharibu budget yako. Token yako ikilia nyumbani, unakumbuka ile chai ulikunywa Viralosa. Maybe hata haikuwa na majani tosha. Stress ikianzia hapo. Because you are influenced to do something that you didn't want to do.
True. And
you did it just to prove a point. There is no way you're going to be equal with anyone in this world. Everyone is following their own path. And if you are a fool, you'll abandon yours just to enter a rat race with someone who is not even competing with you. They are so focused, they don't know even that you exist. But you are so preoccupied in their business to a point that it is giving you stress. It is giving you stress how Elvis is affording a flight ticket to South Africa.
Of course.
It is giving you stress how Daddy Blessing has a talk show in America. It is giving you so much, not inspiration, because there is a difference. There's a difference between being inspired with what other people are doing and being preoccupied to an extent that you can't think of anything else. there is no way you're going to abandon your business, something that gives you the real meaning of life, and start focusing on other people's progresses and all that and what they're doing in life, and not feel inferior. I have experienced that thing firsthand. I was observing so much progress with people to a point that it is taking a toll on me, to a point that I'm not working on what I'm supposed to be working on. I ended up being depressed. Yeah, they are progressing because they are working on what they're supposed to be working on. I'm retrogressing because I'm not working on what I'm supposed to be working on. So peer pressure in itself, it's something that automatically will leave you in a place that, first of all, you don't like.
You don't like at all.
Number two, no one else around you likes, because they know you are pretending.
Of course.
I'd rather be real with you and tell you, okay, Elvis, this and this and this. If you're gonna judge me, just judge me. But I'm clean and pure with you. You see? Rather than painting this glamorous picture to
Beautiful picture.
Yeah. Then when it is time to show now that big picture, unajua usikam kwangu juu ya like niko na mkutano. Sasa hiyo nitashinda nikiwa nimelala. Juu tulienda mahali kwa Airbnb, nikapiga picha za huko niko naishi. Ndio ni impress,
of course,
marafiki. Nao rafiki yangu mmoja Elvis anataka kukuja kwangu.
Na naishi single room.
Boss, kuna venye niko na mkutano, si unajua na kuanga busy. Na sasa hiyo client wa mwisho uliongea na last May. You have not been having meetings and all that.
Na ulimscam. I mean, still speaking on the same topic of discussion. Yeah. Depression sometimes, some of the depression that we see today, let me say is self-inflicted.
Yeah.
And this one is basically from comparison on social media.
Yes.
How many times have you heard of people who are taking themselves out because sijui mtu fulani anakaa hivi, why can't I look like that? What is the problem with me? Have you seen how I recently watched this video of how ladies they make themselves have
flat tummies and all that.
Yeah, unawatch your video uko like, wow,
all this pain
kumbe ni effects zimefanywa na other things just to look glamorous on social media. Then you start comparing yourself with that particular person. And I came to realize the fastest way to actually get depressed is to start comparing yourself with that particular person. Ama comparing your relationship. How many times have you gone to YouTube ukakuta familia fulani, they are showing this bespoke, very nice lifestyle on social media. You look at it and you're like, wow, I want that.
Yes.
You get. But what you have at the moment is good, but wewe unataka hii. And it doesn't work like that. So what happens? Unaanza kukasirika, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling all this. But for me, I'll base depression on relationships.
Yes.
Most of the time, because I've been in that place, we date the wrong people.
Yeah.
Like bro, nikuulize swali moja. You're looking for a girlfriend.
Yes.
You have option A of a girlfriend who is here, who drinks alcohol, does all these weird things. And then you have option B, a very good woman who is not going to bother you. But this good woman, kuna venye hayuko hata kupeleka vizuri in the matrimonial matters.
Matrimony, yeah.
So what you decide to do is take this one. Which is the fastest path to depression? One or two, the drunk one or the other one?
The drunk one will definitely drive you to your grave much faster.
How many people will choose the drunk one?
They will choose the drunk one because of the instant gratifications.
Of course.
And the deliverables.
Other factors that you're not looking at.
Yes.
I happened to have seen these gentlemen. Unakuta jamaa analia because of a heartbreak.
Yes.
So you're like, okay. Do you have any una feel? And you're saying that you're depressed. Let me just help you out. So you tell the guy, okay, you fanya aje, you organized a meeting with your ex of yours, tupatane mahali, tubonge. And immediately we start like tupatane tu na huo jama wake, the lady. Unaambia umse, this one is a blessing. You can even understand that this guy started being depressed when they were in that relationship. Do you know there are people who are depressed in a relationship?
Yeah.
Because of the words. Unaingia kwa nyumba kwanza unatusiwa, unafanywa nini. Your husband can probably not be physical, but akona mdomo mbaya. So that leads you to having these particular problems. This chick walked away. but ukisikia venye huu mtu anabonga you're like bro, this is a blessing in disguise. But what you're not using is you're not using your congosity. Some of the depression that we look at nowadays is depression that probably it's a problem. It's going to be very painful.
Yes.
All right, it's a problem that has been solved. It's very painful to face it as it is, but it is good for you. Yeah, you find that relation. How many times have you had people killing themselves because of a relationship?
Many times.
I mean, if someone doesn't want you, why do you force yourself on them?
There are people, funny enough, they don't recognize or they don't have the ability to understand rejection.
Hey, by the way,
kuna watu tu life, I think that's the problem. When life has given you so much yes. When you get your first no,
kunasikia kama dunia imenini.
Mimi.
It's the same case. Like, by the way, that one, there are people who will even ruin a relationship because of the fear of rejection.
Yes.
Ile siku utaniacha wewe. Ile siku utaniacha wewe. You get me?
Yes.
That is how it starts. I remember there's a time I used to be very fearful about, like everyone has this sense of the fear of rejection.
Yes.
But one day I sat down and I said, yes, you fear being rejected by everyone. But when everyone rejects you, who are you left with?
Yourself.
So you have to be comfortable being by yourself.
Yeah.
And having that conversation with myself, like, hey, because most of the problems that I've had in the past, like if you look at relationships, most people don't even fear infidelity so much. Most people fear being rejected.
Being left.
Afadhali akuwa na kucheza.
Nani ako
but you're still together with them. Which is depression upon depression.
Yeah.
Then there are these people who lose their jobs. Unakuwa depressed. And there are various, depression by this is a mental health disorder. And that's why I insist on you taking care of your mental health. Sometimes ni vizuri ujiulize wewe. Am I still functioning?
Yes.
Yeah. And in as much as we want to say, we had a topic recently on emotional intelligence. Manage your emotions properly. Look at the effects and the repercussions of a relationship before you even get into it. Honestly, Elvis haezi kuwa mlevi, someone who abuses women, and you want to get into a relationship with him.
Yeah.
You will come crying that you're depressed later on.
Yes.
But yet, this is a problem you could have avoided. Have you ever seen how ladies sometimes, and gentlemen, like you look at a woman and this is a red flag, an entire red flag.
Hata inakuja ikipeperukanga bila upepo.
Bro, hata yeye mwenye ukiwa like you're 16, you're like, this is a red flag. But then you see someone is so infatuated with that particular person. 1 year down the line, kimeumana. Yeah. Like you see, we look for trouble in places we should not be looking for trouble in.
Yeah.
There is a whole different perspective, especially. Wacha tuongelele wanaume kidogo. You get into a relationship.
Yeah.
The lady you've gotten into a relationship with, mabeshte wako, ukawaisikia your friends telling you, bro, who you see?
Apa.
When you hear your friends being honest and telling you, hey, mtu yangu, this one.
And we're talking about friends.
Friends, these are your friends. Yes. They're telling you, bro, who you venye namuona. See, please.
It will wreck you.
1 year down the line, unarudi kusema, hey, I'm so depressed. Be very, like, if you look at even depression nowadays, sometimes it might be caused by finances. But there is nothing as bad as being in a relationship with the wrong person that leads to depression.
Yeah.
Most jamas will get into a relationship on the perspective that, oh, she has this figure, is curvaceous. But look at the manners. Look at the mannerisms. Look at how that particular person behaves.
It's a quagmire by itself.
You get. So at the end of the day, I think people need to, first of all, don't seek trouble in places you should not be seeking trouble.
Absolutely.
You see, like, if someone is a red flag is a red flag for a reason.
Yeah.
And if it's a red flag, it means you avoid.
Yes.
All right? So why would you want to enter into a relationship with someone that leads to depression later on? Yeah? And you've been warned. Like, there are times, by that time, I'm very sure you've warned someone and told them, by the way,
countless times.
Hii itakupeleka vibaya.
Myself have been warned. Na kikaniramba.
Na ukasema, I know better.
Wewe
you don't know love, my friend.
I believe in love. Na ni zile za arrogance.
You get.
I believe in love. Wewe niju yako haikuwaka. That's why you want.
Wewe wacha kuniletea this toxic behavior.
Now, when it comes to depression, there are so many things that causes it. that are self-inflicting, maybe to add on what you've just said. And I believe what puts the nail on the head, like ile ya kufuga saduku ya kukusidikisha, not being able to classify your wants and your needs. Your wants, once you prioritize your wants, depression is the next stage that you go. Because I want to go to Diani. I want to go to America. I want to have a car. I want to have a house. I want. But let's sit down.
What do you need?
What do you need? I need to eat today. I need
To sleep.
to sleep today. I need to have relationships that matter with my family, actually, today. The things that matter to you and the things that you need, umezieka aside. The things that will make you survive, umezieka aside. Running to these things that you don't want. Inability to classify and to separate your wants from your need will 112% bring you to trouble. You will be depressed because unless you get your needs in order, your wants will never be satisfied.
Of course.
And you will be going over and beyond to satisfy these wants, leaving your wants, your needs hanging. Your wants can wait. And we are not even talking about even the monetary value, although it is a major thing that causes depression. But even in real life, yeah, you want to be seen in a certain clique of friends. But what you really need is a small group of friends that will drive you to the right direction.
Of course.
That small clique will get bigger in matters that matter. Not bigger in numbers, not bigger in influence, not bigger in those things, but bigger in matters that matter to you people. You want to be seen with influencers. You want to be seen everywhere, doing a lot of nothing, by the way.
Of course.
But the people that you need are there in the grassroots that you're supposed to be working with. There are people I really admire. Say how Abel Mutua, Njugush, Phil Karanja, how they work. I admire them 100%. But it will be unwise of me to want to be seen with them right now. So what can I do? I have a circle of myself, people like you. We can work and forge our own direction to our purpose. But sasa nikianza kupush niende kwa kina Abel Mutua, I want to be the extra there.
I want to be known as part of the clique.
Part of the clique.
The gang.
What will I have left out here? The possibility of making EE PowerTalk what it is right now. What if we said tutakuwa tukitafuta maceleb? Wewe utakuja na maceleb wako wenye hatusikizani na wao.
Of course.
Nitakuja na wangu wenye like aya kwani ni Elvis? Wacha niende.
Huyu hapana. Huyu atufanyagi kazi na yeye.
Ukuja na mwingine anasema nikale kama mtu kadadi blessing aya
hapana.
Wacha niende.
Niko orwe.
Nikabaya. Wacha niende. But see, joining hands with people that you are going towards the same direction, there is no space for depression, because you'll be depressed because you are in a rat race trying to enter that huge nini. Kuna kitu Nyashinski alisema, although alikuwa na diss mtu, hizi viatu ni big, toto uwezi fit. That's what I tell myself. Anytime I admire to be in a place that I know at this specific moment, if I enter that space, I won't fit in and I will struggle. Najiambianga, hey toto, hizo viatu ni bigi au ni mabuda. That's why
you'll not fit there.
Yeah, that's why wanazifit. Believe you me that behind us there are people saying the same thing. Mazeni kaisa pata tu time ama chance ya kukuanga na kina Elvis. Mazee mimi nime make it. But what if they start with their own clique there? They form a small, for lack of a better word, a conglomerate of friends that is so formidable that other people chini yao will start admiring them.
Of course.
In this space time and period, there won't be space for depression, believe you me. Because number one, you're dealing with people not necessarily at your level, but with the same mentality. We are not talking about levels here. It's not about levels, but the level of capacity that you have. All right? Kuna capacity mimi na admitting sijafika. I want to be there, but sijafika hiyo capacity. I can do those things, I want to do them, but sina hiyo capacity. So I shouldn't be stressing myself. So in the time that maybe nime request audience na kina Abel Mutua wameninyima, rightfully so, juu naenda kufanya. What am I
You're not yet there.
I'm not yet there. So ile time nafaa kukuwa nikifocus creating EE PowerTalk, niko hapa depressed. Unajua hata nili-invite Abel Mutua alikataa. Sasa I don't know what we can do. Replace that with something else productive.
Of course. Anyway, there's something I like talking about, self-esteem. Comparing yourself with someone. Bro, this one can lead you to having low levels of self-esteem, which is one of the factors that leads to depression. Have you seen people who walk around depressed? Like unaona huyu ni mtu depressed. Because your levels of self-esteem zimeshuka kabisa. I always, there's something called being comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
Most people are not. Like if you went and told any content creator in Kenya, like having 50,000 followers today in Kenya doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
Even 100, 200,000, even 400, it doesn't mean a thing. If you're not comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
How many times have you seen content creators hiring vehicles?
Many times.
To look posh and expensive.
Many times.
Which leads to depression later on because of financial
struggle. You can't afford,
Unakuta mwingine, like for example, for me, like tuseme nimekuwa tu nikionyesha magari on social media. Range Rovers, V8s, all this. You compare yourself with me. Then you start thinking content creation has to be the best thing. Then pole you realize that you cannot get to that particular point.
Yes.
So what happens? Your levels of self-esteem zinashuka. You have low levels of self-confidence. Over time, you start finding yourself being depressed. And it's also the same thing in relationships. Do you know your partner can actually reduce your levels of self-esteem?
Yeah.
If your partner is the one like, we ngombe hii we unafanya nini hapa? Na wache kuniambia hivi we kondoo wewe. You can imagine, as I said earlier in the previous episode,
yes,
words are spells.
Yes.
And a spell can be a curse. And that curse can get in your head to an extent that you don't forget it. Leading to low levels of self-esteem. Call a child a dog every day. That child will grow up knowing that they are a dog. But uplift that child every day by giving them good information and just promoting their self-development.
Yes.
And you're going to thank yourself for what you've done for that child.
Yeah.
As adults right now, there are people who are struggling with low levels of self-esteem.
Yeah.
And especially gentlemen. Unakutana na msee, they cannot even speak to a woman. They don't know how to start a conversation. How will they start it?
Yeah.
They are not even confident with themselves. Ni ule jamaa wa like, sasa.
Honestly, I found people, they are successful monetary.
Yeah, of course.
And because of low self-esteem, they think they can buy their way out and
Never.
Everything. Ati, anataka demsupu, pesa. Anataka sijui nini, pesa.
It doesn't happen like that.
Anakuta mahali, it is your personality that is getting you in there. It is your courage, your confidence and all that. When we remove your money, what else can we offer, sir? Nothing.
Self-esteem. Work on your levels of self-esteem.
Yeah.
Pole, like, if you're very, and that's the reason as to why inaitwa self. Self-esteem. How do you feel about yourself? How do you carry yourself? Like, the moment you start having low levels of self-esteem, that's the fastest way to depression. Unakutanga msee amekaa tu hivi, but this one is a walking zombie.
Yeah.
They are really depressed. So you can imagine this person has lost a job,
yes,
has been heartbroken, has low levels of self-esteem, compares themselves with people on social media. We imagine the kind of mental trauma that person is going to be. Probably they have childhood traumas.
Yes.
They were abused. Wouldn't that lead someone to suicide?
I don't even have words for it because of how fast things move.
Exactly. And for me, as I just wind up, people need to be careful about their mental health.
Yes.
Your mental health is your priority. Something that affects your mental health should not be allowed to get inside you.
Yes.
what you input in your head and the kind of company that you keep
Yes.
is going to really determine whether you're going to get into depression. If you have a boyfriend who is always abusing you,
Yes.
how else do you think you're not going to get into depression? It's the same thing I find interesting. You get some crooked baby mamas or baby daddies, and you keep saying that you're depressed, right? The problem is them,
Yeah.
right? And you have a solution.
Yes.
Walk away.
Yeah.
You're in a bad relationship. It's not for you to keep chanting that you're depressed in the relationship. You have 2 feet for a reason. Right?
Run.
You run. And I always think we all need to be taught how to have courage to walk away from things. Not courage ya kupiga watu.
Yes.
Someone can be very strong, but they are very weak when it comes to walking away from things that actually lead them to having problems in life. Something that leads to depression.
Yes.
Someone is in an abusive relationship, but they don't have the courage to walk away. But mtu anaweza kupiga ngumi vibaya sana. That is not courage.
Yes.
Courage is when you sit down and you say that enough is enough. I need to protect and take care of my mental health.
Yes.
You are not going to lead me to depression. You get me?
Yes.
You will not. Even you saw the lady who killed herself, the
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah.
I think it's a time you need to stand up for yourself and say that enough is enough.
I can no longer do this bullshit.
This is, at this point, I'm not taking your shit.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do, that's okay.
Mm.
But for me, I have to protect myself. Self-esteem, make sure that your levels of self-esteem are as high as possible.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, your self-confidence, how good you are and how basically you feel. And just accepting yourself.
Yes.
And just having that courage that I am okay.
Yes.
Is really going to help you in life.
Yeah. So now, as we wind up, if the happiness you think you're having is external, that is not happiness. Happiness should come from within. You will never be able to make other people happy if you're not making yourself happy. And making yourself happy is very simple. It's just being real with yourself. You can't be real with us and be fake to yourself.
True.
It doesn't work like that. Life is not a Nigerian movie. Sometimes bad people will win and nothing will happen to them. So don't stress over things. Work on yourself.
True.
That's the thing that I can tell you. Work on yourself. It doesn't matter how much you stress about something. It will not resolve itself.
Get to work on yourself. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Depression is real. And most important, take care of yourself.
All right. Take care of yourself. That's the EE PowerTalk episode 20. My name is Daddy Blessing. See you in the next one.
My name is Elvis. See you in the next one.